I am playing RuneScape one coin flip at a time. This is Mike Penny. Mike is an Ironman who can only kill a mob until he has a 50% chance at that mob's rarest drop. After that, he is locked out of that mob forever. In a race against my own luck, I will unlock great pieces of gear, but I might miss out on best in slot upgrades. The goal? Completing the Master Combat Achievement. This is 50-50. In episode 1 of this series, I indicated the goal, which is Master Combat Achievements, with Grandmaster Combat Achievements being unobtainable for me. Master Combat Achievements is the best I can do. But in the 5 episodes leading up to this, the only combat achievement I have received is killing a fire giant. So I have yet to make any real progress towards getting my master level of combat achievements and becoming actually better at playing this damn video game. So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little dent in this combat achievement journey, and it's gonna be an interesting one. Because we are gonna try and kill Obor. But not only kill him, but also complete as many combat achievements as we go. Now, why is this interesting? Because in order to kill Obor, you're gonna need a giant key. And if we want to complete all combat achievements, we're gonna need at least 5. And giant keys are dropped by hill giants, but they're a collection lock slot, which makes it the limiting item for my maximum amount of allowed kills of hill giants. So I'm gonna go kill some hill giants. We'll see how many giant keys we get, and with the amount of giant keys we get, we're gonna need to complete as many Obor combat achievements as possible. But first, I want to take care of some preparations. And the first one of those preparations is to complete Priest in Peril. This is because I've now completed 50 Slayer tasks, so I have enough points to feel comfortable enough to unlock Priest in Peril and risk getting Banshees and Crawling Hands as a Slayer task. And I want to unlock Priest in Peril not only because it gives me access to fairy rings down the line or any other content like Barrows or the Slayer Tower, but right now, I want to complete Priest in Peril because I want to train my agility a little bit and especially get full graceful. Now, full graceful is not as important as it was pre-run energy changes, but still I think it will be very, very nice to have for questing on the account or whatever I'm gonna do. Full graceful is just really, really nice to have. So that is where I'm gonna start today. Oh wow, it says null. I'm not sure if the plugin is broken or what's going on, but the Temple Guardian is coming up as a null. Let me test this. Right, so yeah, this bat is properly registering as a bat. So I think it's an issue with the Temple Guardian itself. So little known fact, the way the Temple Guardian is treated as an NPC is different from all the other mobs in the game. So it appears the Temple Guardian doesn't have an actual mob ID or whatever you would call it. I'm not that good of a programmer. I don't know exactly what's going on. But yeah, little fun facts for you guys. And there we go. That is Priest in Peril completed. Very nice. So before I'm going to go to the Canifis rooftop course, I first need to have a level 40 agility, which at this point in time I do not have. So I'm here at the Varrock agility course. I'm just going to stay here until level 40 and then move on to Canifis. And probably stay there all the way up until full graceful. I'm not 100% sure yet if I'm going to move on if I get level 60 earlier. They did patch it some time ago where it used to be that if you are 20 levels past the agility requirement for the course, then the rates of marks of grace will be lower, but they changed it now that the Canifis course will always give the same amounts of marks of grace, so it's always the one that yields the highest until you unlock RD, I think. And there we go, there is level 40 agility. Very, very nice. We can now move on to Mauritania. Iconic moment for every account, stepping foot in Mauritania for the very, very first time. So I'm starting out Canifis with 18 marks of grace. Like I said, I think I'm just going to stay here until I get the full graceful set, which I think is 260 marks of grace, if I'm not mistaken. So this will be a while. There we go. Very first lap completed. Medium Mauritania tasks. Your Canopus rooftop lap count is 1. And that's 50 agility. Very nice. Also got 100 marks of grace. So we're making good progress. Ooh, give me the mystery box. Is this the baguette? Is this the baguette? It is not, but it is 150 marks of grace. Ah, there it is. There it is. The final mark of grace. That will be number 260. So now we can finally get our full graceful set. There's the hood. There's the cape. There's the top. There's the legs. There's the gloves. And there is the boots. Step out here for a second. Let me equip this beautiful stuff. Worked hours and hours and hours for this. Would you have a look at that? Can you see how ugly that is? Guys, I'm a content creator here. I'm not gonna have to let you look at this graceful. It's disgusting. So what we're gonna do is of course we're gonna recolor it. The real question is, what color are we gonna give it? Normally on my accounts I would go for the quest speedrunning graceful outfit because I think it looks really good. But there is actually some new content that unlocked with Varlamore, which also offers a graceful set that I really like. And because I don't want you guys to look at this bum-ass graceful, I'm gonna go ahead and get that right now. Oh, I didn't even notice. I scooped up 10 more termites, which means I now have 650, which also means I can get the recolor. So this will be the final lap. We'll go over to our construction worker guy over there, or worm tongue. And let's see the graceful recolor by 1. Let's go. Let's click it. Oh, I need to unequip everything. My bad. All right, there we go. Ah, is that not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? That's also 6 more collection lock slots. I'm spanning the clown again. Sorry, noobs. See, now this is why I should be your favorite content creator. I am not gonna let you look at disgusting graceful the entire time. I want you to have nice visual stimulation while watching my videos, and this graceful set is just, it's perfection. And we also got some run energy benefits here, so let's have a look at that. So we're back to our trusty agility dashboard here, and we started this grind at level 36. And at level 36, we could run for 114 seconds at 0 weight. And our run energy recovery from 0 to full is about 330 seconds at this point. Now keep in mind, this only changes every 10 levels, and the run energy depletion will change with every level. So we crossed until level 40, and then we crossed until level 50, and we even crossed until level 60 to level 61. And that made our run energy recovery go all the way to 286 seconds. So that is a very nice decrease. And the run energy depletion, we're actually able to run for 12 seconds longer than we previously did. But now, what is the effect of full graceful? Well, full graceful has no effect on the run energy depletion, but it does have an effect on run energy recovery. So if I click this, we see it takes a full minute off of the time it takes me to recover my run energy. So we go from 286 to 222, a full minute. That goes faster when recovering from 0% to 100% run energy. So this is just a really, really nice change for us. With full graceful out of the way, it is now time to set our sights on Obor, the goal of this episode. For Obor, I'm gonna need giant keys. And giant keys are normally a 1 in 128 from hill giants. And there, the keyword there, you heard it, normally. So this means I can kill 89 hill giants. But the hill giants in the wilderness have a double drop rate of the giant key. So they actually drop it at 1 in 64. So I'm allowed to kill 89 hill giants, but if I go to the wilderness, it's a 1 in 64 drop. Now this is perfect for me because that gives me really good odds at getting at least one giant key. And if I can get one, I hope I can complete most of the combat achievements. So here we are, this is going to be my location for killing these hill giants. I am allowed to kill 89. I am in deep wilderness, so I didn't bring all types of dangerous stuff. I just brought my dragon scimitar and then rune plate body, rune plate legs, and that'll be all for now. Food, salmon should all be plenty. These hill giants are not too strong. So as soon as I'm getting a giant key, I'm out of here. I don't want to risk losing it to a PKer. So yeah, I'll be here for a little while, 89 kills to be exact, and let's hope we get at least a couple giant keys. 30% of the way there, and no giant key yet. No giant key yet. And this kill will be the halfway mark, and still no giant key, unfortunately. Ooh, yes, there we go, giant key, yes. Very nice. All right, let's quickly get out of here. I don't want to get PK'd and lose the only key that I have. So far, it's not looking fantastic, but it's, you know, we'll make do with what we have. Thank God. All right, that key is now securely stored away in the bank, so hopefully we got at least one Obor kill in us if I don't DC or make a very rookie mistake. So one kill should at least be doable, but let's hope we can get one more key at least. That would really take some of the pressure off for the combat achievements. This is gonna be kill 75 out of 89, so 14 kills left, 84%. Still only have the one key. Let's hope we get another. And with this kill, Grandmaster combat achievements are officially out of reach. And this will be the final kill, and hill giants are maxed out, and we only have the one giant key, so better make the most of it. So before I go ahead and tackle the Obor kill, I want to get my magic level up a little bit so I can cast Fire Blast. That will allow me to do a max hit of 16 on Obor, which should speed the kill up a little bit and prevent me from making any mistakes. So 59 magic is the goal here. I'm a magic trading arena for a little bit. Still working towards Bones to Peaches too. So I'll be back with the levels. Here's the first batch. I briefly need to do something else. 22k experience, 57 magic, almost 58. One more batch to go. And here is the second batch, 11.6k, 59 magic. You can now cast Fire Blast. So I think we're about ready to tackle Obor. But before we go to Obor, I did my duty as a Gielinor citizen and voted on the latest poll. And you know, you should also vote on my series on rottenlobsters.com and subscribe and like to the series if you haven't done that yet. This is called a call to action and it works really well. Thank you for watching. Okay, after this, I'm truly gonna kill Obor, I swear, I promise. I really want to get 45 magic, so I can use Mystic Might, which will give me a little bit of extra mage damage as well and accuracy, which will also help me kill Obor a little faster. And there we go, there is 45 prayer. Now, it's time for Obor. Obor has 6 combat achievements associated with him. One of them is already out of reach, namely Obor Champion. This requires you to kill Obor 5 times. That is almost impossible for me since I only have one giant key. Now theoretically this is still possible because Obor could drop a giant key when I kill him, and he could do that 4 times in a row. However, the odds of this happening are very low. So really we're looking at 5 combat achievements that we want to complete. One of them is kill Obor once. Well, I hope that I'm gonna be able to do that. 2 is Sleeping Giant, which is kill Obor whilst he is immobilized. For this I will be using the Snare spell, which is just a spell in the free-to-play magic book. And that will allow me to freeze Obor and then kill him so I can get that combat achievement. 3 is fighting as intended, and this is to kill Obor on a free-to-play world. This one is also fairly easy, you just have to make sure to switch to a free-to-play world before I enter Obor's lair, because if you hop worlds while you're in the lair, you get kicked out of the instance. 4 is back to the wall, and that is a difficult one. Kill Obor without being pushed back more than 1 square by his knockback attack. So for this I kind of have to hug the walls, I have to stay far away from Obor as well. And make sure he doesn't knock me back more than 1 tile. Should be doable, but this one is a little tricky. And then we have the most tricky by far, which is squashing the giant. Kill Obor without taking any damage off of prayer. And if you want to combine this with back to the wall, this one is actually pretty difficult, because you have to kite Obor, and that means you're probably gonna tank a melee hit every once or twice. I've done a couple of tests on my main account, and I wasn't able to complete both back to the wall and squashing the giant at the same time. So I'll be happy if I complete 4 out of these 6 combat achievements, and I'll be really happy if I complete 5. But the aim is 4, and hopefully we can get all 5. Let's go. Alright, here we go. Let's go in. Cast a snare quickly and run. Alright, got it, nice. Stick to the wall. And just fire blast him from here. Oh crap. Okay, that's 1 combat achievement gone. So I took damage off prayer. Now it's just hugging the walls and hope that he drops a giant key. And there we go. That is Obor down. Indeed, 4 combat achievements. Obor Novice, Sleeping Giant, Back to the Wall, and Fighting as Intended. He did not drop a giant key, so that is unfortunate. But let's have a look at all the combat achievements that we completed. Alright, so if we take a look here, we see Squashing the Giant is not completed, and Obor Champion is not completed. And Obor Champion is killing Obor 5 times, which was not going to happen anyways. And Squashing the Giant is the one where I can't take any damage off of prayer, which unfortunately did not happen. You saw that melee hit right at the start, which is unfortunate. But hey, at least I got all the other ones, so Back to the Wall is completed. Fighting as Intended is completed, Sleeping Giant, and of course Obor Novice. So 4 out of 6, we'll take it. So no, we did not complete all the Obor combat achievements that we wanted to, and we are not going to become a Grandmaster. But at least we made a dent in the combat achievements, and maybe we'll make another dent next episode. Thank you for watching.